Yeah, I'm still doing the darn thing. Y'all know how it go. But look here, y'all. I got a great little something I want to share and talk about with y'all today. You guys make sure y'all get on my page, BS.BS.show. Watch, like, and subscribe. I need y'all to watch, like, and subscribe to a lot of the videos. I have a lot of little interesting videos that that I share with y'all, and sometimes other people share with me. So I'm sure you will enjoy it. From anything you can think of, entertainment to comedy to some of everything. That's what the Lady Blue is all about. Basic survival show. I show a lot of videos of how when I talk about basic survival, we're talking about things like learning how to fish, learning how to gardening with property. We even watch movies and stuff that teach us how to do a lot of things. But you guys just got to get on the page and watch and like and subscribe. You got to see them for yourself, and you may learn something. And also get to my Little Lady Blue podcast page. Basically, a lot of entertainment little videos that I share with y'all as I do some of my podcast shows live. But today, I want to talk about. Uh, I was on YouTube. Airs up, everybody. I was on YouTube and I was scrolling through and I came across a video that was kind of interesting to me. This lady was talking about she she had some land, y'all. She had some land. And I did a little short on it, but she had some land. You guys have to go to the it shows where her page is located, and you can watch the whole video. She was talking about it, and she was saying how she had the land and she didn't know on the land that she purchased. How you doing, Mr. John Tree? God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Amen. You sure know what to say. Listen. But to get back to the story, you guys, thank you for sharing that with us, Mr. Tree. Um, she owned the property, right? And while she was owning the property, she's the owner of the property. She didn't know. She had two ponds on her property. Evidently, they had a lot of land. And she was just riding around on her property. And man, it was beautiful. She had some things for the butterflies. She shows a field that she said they never mess with on there because of the butterflies that Mr. Ricky Van Meter. Thank you guys. Micro uh, animations. I mean, a lot of people tuning in. How y'all doing? Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I'm just sharing this little story with y'all. Will Smith. Is that the real Will Smith? BBW. All right now. Check this out. And on the property, y'all. And I was thinking about, y'all know I was thinking about buying me some property. Getting me. I want some land because I'm big on that. I always want to own me 1 or 2 acres. I always talk about it. Everybody that know me knows this. That's what I talk about because I like being in my own space. But the lady, y'all, she had some property. And on the property, thank you for saying I'm so beautiful. You're beautiful too, or you're handsome. Airs up, airs up. That's love right there, y'all. And so she had two ponds on the property, two ponds, and I found that pretty strange. I said, now this lady owned all this land and property, and she didn't know. Just so happened she got children and family and stuff. They be out there working on the property and stuff. And just so happened, y'all, you would never guess what she ended up finding on her property. That she have. She ended up finding out that she had in the ponds. She had no ideas. I bet y'all can't guess what it was she found. Y'all got to check the video out. She had. Somebody said, have I ever went hang gliding? No, but that's something that I think that I could do. I think that I can roll with that. I would like to try that hang gliding. I ain't gonna lie to you. But so let me get back to this, y'all. She found on the pond. Oh my God, y'all. Oh my God. On the pond. She had two ponds. And she did not know on her property that she actually found out that she had alligators in the pond on her property, y'all. Yeah, she had alligators on her property that she owned. She had no idea. And do y'all know how devastating that could have been, especially if she had smaller kids, or just for them. Just say for instance they went out there and had a picnic or something. You know what I'm saying? And you guys get on my page, y'all can see where I did a short on that, and it's connected to her page. And you guys get on her page and check out. She talked about the whole video. I said, man, we really don't know, as we got property like that, you really don't know what's on your property. You don't know what's on your land. You really don't know. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time, wow, it was like she was really messed up about that, because she was like, we was just working, doing some construction over there, sitting up under the trees and everything. She started riding around her whole property. So evidently she had more than 1 or 2 acres. She might have had, y'all know what I'm saying? She might have had a lot of land. And she said, man, she was like, thank God, because if she hadn't never found that out, do you know how bad that could have been? You know what I'm saying? How bad that could have been. So, but that taught me a lesson. And I said, now, here I am wanting to purchase and buy some land. I never thought about, if you got some acres and acres of land, you may want to make sure that you know what kind of animals residing on your land, what kind of, people that's living around you. You got to know all this stuff, because you never know. You just, strolling out there one day like Little Red Riding Hood, and you run into some wolves out there. You see what I'm saying, y'all? And that ain't cool. So it's best to know. That just caught me right there when I watched that video. And she rode around that whole property, found out that it was like I think it was ended up being 2. In one of the ponds it was 2. And she said one of the alligators was like 6 feet long. That was one of them. And she also had it was a baby one on there too. So that led her to think that this thing might have had babies on this property. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that right there was mind blowing, because I'm like, oh my God, this poor lady, she got family and everything, kids, probably grandkids and stuff coming over, and ain't had no idea that she had alligators on her property that's in her ponds. And she rode on around to the backside, she said, because she wanted to see the backside of the property where the other pond is at, and she wanted to make sure that none of them was laying up on the banks and stuff of the pond, or nothing like that. Cause my God, and they all up under the trees, sitting down, and doing whatever it is they do, and have no idea. So when you own land and property, it's very important that if you're thinking about, she just taught me something, thinking about buying, I want to actually check that property out from head to toe. If it got ponds or lakes on it, I want to know what kind of, not just fish, but what else live here. You see what I'm saying? That you may not know about. So I thought that was very interesting, and I want to share that with y'all, because I said you never know what's lurking around your property, what's lurking around your homes. You never know. And me, for myself, y'all, I hate alligators and reptiles. I don't know about y'all. What about y'all? I hate alligators. I hate reptiles. I hate reptiles, period. Snakes, alligators, lizards, and all that. I don't do that. I don't even want, some people got snakes for pets. You know what I'm saying? They got snakes for pets and stuff like that. You know what? Anybody that got a pet snake or something like that, I don't even like them type of people, to be honest with you. I don't like them, because if you, to each his own, but you got snakes and stuff now, that make my hair stand up on my head now. Some animals, I can understand pets, dogs, cats, rabbits, even rabbits maybe, but you're talking about alligators and snakes for pets. I kind of look at that person kind of sideways. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just something right there that can't be tamed to me. You can't tame no alligator. You can't tame no snake. I don't care what you say. You can't do it. That's never going to be your friend. And some people, they feel like, I done seen some of them with snakes, they be rubbing them on the top of their heads like the snake is they best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like the snake is their best friend. And I said to myself, nah, something ain't right about you. Now, according to the Bible, the snake is your enemy. biblical wise. So I'm like, and it says it's always gonna be your enemy. So if you got a snake or you got snake like nature, I don't want you around me. I don't. That's just me now, y'all. To each his own. Cause I ain't want to be friends with nobody that's friends with snakes and alligators. That ain't cool with me. But you know, uh, um, the lady, to get back to the story, the lady found alligators on her property. So you guys can get to my page and check it out, BS.BS.show. Check that out, the little short that I posted, and you will see that. And I thought that was real strange. I said, man, I thank God, because that could have been a bad situation. You got property or you got land and you don't know actually what's living on the land or what's living on the property with you. You understand what I'm saying? So I thought that was a cooler story to share with y'all. And I'm going to be sharing more stories with you when I find out stuff and give you little commentaries on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I called him back. But I thought that was a cooler something to share with y'all. You know. Thank you, Mr. Bean, for tuning in. Mama said alligators is honorary. Ah, that's the water boy right there. That's the water boy. Mama said alligators. That's right, Mr. Moonbeam said, Mama said alligators is honored because they got all them teeth. Yeah, that's the water boy. Thank you for sharing that. That's the water boy that said that. But y'all already know what shape he was in to even think listen to what his mama said. Because ain't no way an alligator is nowhere near honoring and nowhere near your friend, y'all. So thank you for sharing that. Hello from Poland. How you doing? Says that's from Poland. Uh-oh, that's Poland. All right, shouts out to you. Mr. Emil? Yeah. Shouts out to you tuning all the way in. That's what I'm talking about. Little Lady Blue got some love all around and all across the world. That's why I know y'all enjoy my podcast shows, the videos. I've done everything from music, entertainment, all the way to everything you can think of that you can enjoy. You guys will learn something and enjoy. L's up, L's up. Somebody said, I ain't gonna say what they said, but I seen something just tune in and said, get to work. Yeah, I'm doing that right now. But that's a whole nother story in one. But I just wanted to share that with y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm finna get ready to get off this thing on that. And L's up, watch, like, subscribe. And I want to share that story with y'all. So make sure y'all observe. If you're buying and property and land, make sure y'all observe what's lurking around your property and your land. Thank y'all for tuning in. And see y'all later on, okay? L's up.